Hello. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Hector, and I would like to welcome you to the Scarborough Bluffs Community Association's annual general meeting. For the next 40 or so minutes, our goal is to look at what we as an association planned and what we accomplished. We'll celebrate our highs and acknowledge our opportunities and give you a great look at what we're working on for 2021. If you have any questions, feel free to submit them in the Facebook event, and at the end, we'll answer them at the end of the presentation. Here's what our evening looks like. We'll start by introducing you to our board of directors, the people who made everything happen. We'll quickly review what the SBCA is all about, what our mission is, and what the overall direction we wanted to drive in 2020, followed by a recognition of the people who made it all happen, our sponsors. And because we take community very seriously, we'll take a look at all of the community partners we work with. We'll then look at what we planned versus what we accomplished, including all of the twists and turns that 2020 threw at us. And as we go, we'll reflect and celebrate the benefits the communities felt from the work we did, and thank those that we couldn't have done it without. We'll then hear from a couple of people on how the SBCA's helped their world. Then, we'll take a look at how we helped our sponsors for contributing to our community association before looking over our financial statements, and then we'll cap the whole evening with a peek at some of the things we're working on for 2021. Does that sound good? Well, let's go. I'd like to introduce you to our board. My name is Hector, and I am the founder and current chairman of the board. I co-founded the association along with my wife and partner, Heidi Evans, who drives much of our marketing and communications.
Hi, I'm Heidi, and I also created those toques and hoodies that are so popular. We'll be discussing them later in the AGM.
Our current vice chair is Jennifer Ponsamoro.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Ponsamoro, Vice Chair of the Scarborough Bluffs Community Association. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Daniela Dumas is our treasurer.
Hi, I'm Daniela, and I've been the SBCA treasurer for the last 2 years.
Valerie Bibb is one of our directors and leads sponsorships for the SBCA.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Val Bibb, and together with the board, I help to recruit sponsorships from businesses in our catchment area.
Julie Torani is one of our directors and is also one heck of a volunteer organizer.
Hi, everyone. I'm Julie.
Rizwan Rahman is also a standing director.
Hi, I'm Rizwan Rahman, and I'm a proud volunteer of Scarborough Bluffs Community Association.
And finally, our newest member of the team is Isabel Caron. Welcome.
Hello everyone, my name is Isabelle Caron. I am a new board member. And these are my daughters. Olivia, she's 7, and this is Maëlle, she's 4. And one thing interesting about us is that we are bilingual. We speak French and English. Thank you and merci.
Now, we currently have one director position open on our board, so if you're interested, let us know. And lastly, if you have a great idea for an event and would love to work with us to build and run it as an SBCA event, we're always looking for great committee members. Now, in going back to the beginning before the SBCA in 2016, we found ourselves leaving the neighborhood to do things that we love to do. We realized that a lot of the things we love to do were events organized by community associations across the city. And we did a bunch of research and learned a lot from both the successful organizations and the ones that were either on the verge of collapse or had completely collapsed. And in 2017, we ran our very first pumpkin parade. And based on that success, in January of 2018, we formed the SBCA as a federally registered nonprofit organization. Then we started the organization with the following mission. The Scarborough Bluffs Community Association is formed to organize and lead community building events, centralize and unite the community under a single banner, represent not only the taxpayers of the Bluffs, but all residents, work with the municipal, provincial, and federal governments and services to provide a forum for those that live in the area to represent their needs, inform residents in the area of events and decisions that directly affect them by working with multiple groups and media outlets, Lastly, work with businesses, schools, and daycares to help organize, promote, and inform. In the end, though, while this is still very much our mission, our focus has evolved to this: by the community, for a stronger community. Our strengths have been and continue to be building and leading community events that help unite and celebrate the community.
As we are an event-based association, we depend on sponsorships to help us provide free events to our community. We have two categories: community and corporate. Each category has 3 levels of sponsorship, particularly geared for marketing exposure on our website, forum, Facebook pages, Instagram, and events. We, of course, like many organizations this past year, had to pivot our thinking about how we recruited sponsors. In February 2020, we were happy to welcome 2 new community sponsors, Bluffs Chiropractic and BibCon Landscape. We were hoping that between April and August, we would be able to renew our 2019 sponsors, Lifestyle Custom Homes, Scale Developments, Team Tony Morrow, Drape Master, and the Victoria Monkey and La Scogliera. The board felt strongly in March that businesses were likely not in a position to renew their support, so we extended renewals to September. This shift also allowed us to move all sponsors to yearly renewals in January. We are so happy to announce that sponsors have renewed. Our inspiration sponsor, Lifestyle Custom Homes, have doubled their sponsorship level. Our friendship sponsors include Team Tony Morrow, Bluffs Chiropractic, Drape Master, and our newest sponsor, Top Roofers. Our spirit sponsor is BibCon Landscape Construction, Inc. As the lockdown begins to lift, we will again reach out to more local businesses. If you would like to become a sponsor, please email me at valerie@sbca.ca, and I'll be happy to email you a package of information.
The SPCA values the support and partnerships we have made throughout the community. We would like to take this time to thank the following partners: Birchmount Community Center and all 3 levels of government: Councillor Gary Crawford, MPP Dolly Bagram, and the Honourable Minister Bill Blair. I would also like to thank the Toronto Scouts Troop 188, who helped us with our very last in-person event, Fire and Ice, which was last February. Our network of fantastic musicians who have offered their talents throughout the year, and our many, many fitness groups who offered online classes to you: Royal Taekwondo, J9 Dance Academy and Academy of Music, So Dance Academy, For Your Health, and Janice Baptiste Halsmer.
A third group that we need to thank are the local businesses we've worked hard to support.
They are For Your Health, J9 Dance Studio, So Dance Studio, Royal Taekwondo, Zumba with Janice, La Scogliera, Big Brothers Pizza, Canadiana Flowers, Freshco, Tony and Claudia's Fallingbrook Market, Green and Frugal, Stop 14, Cliffside Village Books, Mexi Taco, Serafia, Vindaloo, Jatu Juk, Birchcliff Coffee House, Bluffs Food Bank, and Scarborough Food Security Initiative.
Coming from an incredibly successful 2019 year, we were looking forward to repeating much of that success in 2020. We had 2 large signature events, Fire and Ice and the Scarborough Arts, Trades, and Family Festival. We had a number of great regular community gathering events in the Rosetta McLean Song Circle, Yoga in the Park, and Movies in the Community. We had a number of great one-day events in the annual Egg Hunt and Eagle Day. We also had a couple of great events where we celebrated the community's beauty and creativity in the Pumpkin Parade and our Bluffs Gates Front Garden Contest. What we accomplished in 2020 ended up being quite different. On February 17th, 2020, Family Day, in McCowan District Park, we held our second annual Fire and Ice Festival. We had a number of live musicians, including Nora Ryan and Bill Black, Joe Cash, and Jenny Foster. We had a roaring bonfire and lots of warm drinks and a couple of gigantic yard games, including Giant Jenga and a giant cornhole beanbag tossing game. Over 4 hours, we served about 400 or so warm drinks and had live music for 3 hours. And more than that, we saw more smiles in the community we've ever seen. We also introduced our Scarborough Bluffs toque, which we gave away to those that donated to the SPCA, of which we ran out in minutes. Little did we know that this would be the first and last in-person event we would throw in 2020. COVID hit. We were all trapped at home. As a group, we knew we had to do something to help, so we did. Knowing that people were unable to work because everything shut down and food banks in the area closed because of the risk of COVID, well, we decided to do what we do best: hold an event. Instead of a live in-person event, we do a live telethon to raise money for the Scarborough Food Security Initiative. This 4-hour event raised $4,000 for SFSI, but more than that, we clearly saw that while we're all trapped at home apart, we found a way to bring us all together and unite us as a community. For their contributions for this event, I'd like to recognize all of the artists that contributed their art for this event. Now, this is going to take a minute, but I think it's really important that we recognize everybody's contribution. Jenny Foster, Neil and Nora Ryan, Steve and Deborah Gilchrist, Kristen Schmenka, Roxanne DeLongo Campbell, Susan Lill, Ash Hawk, Philip Vonish, Broke Fuse, award-winning artist The Young Novelists, Catherine and Alan Hardiman, Bill Black, Electric Ego, Brandon Summers, the instructors from Scarborough Music, Brad from Joy of Music Academy, Laura and Fabio from Millhouse Music, Joe Cash, Reckless, Scarborough rock legend Greg Godovitz of Gatto, and the platinum artist, producer, and performer who's worked with everybody from Platinum Blonde to Blood, Sweat, and Tears and Michael Bublé, the legendary Lou Pamanti, who introduces to his most recent prodigy, Robin Blank. Thank you all. After the concert, we worked to bring some of the health and fitness events we normally throw in parks, but instead over the internet. For their efforts, we would love to recognize and thank Royal Taekwondo for the virtual Taekwondo class, J9 Dance Academy and Academy of Music's online virtual dance class for young students, So Dance for the virtual online dance class, For Your Health for working with us for virtual yoga and Pilates, and finally Janice Batista Homester for leading her Zumba classes.
As the shutdown went on, we were inspired by people putting signs and decorations on their lawns and in their windows. We decided to release a number of images to show how much we love our community, and the Canada Day Coloring Contest was born. We had a number of submissions and got to appreciate our kids' artistry.
So the garden contest, wow, what an event. Such a great opportunity for me as a newbie to Scarborough to see how much passion and love our neighbors and community members actually have for their gardens. With all the restrictions put in place due to the pandemic this year or last year or even still again, my husband and I actually took this opportunity to take an afternoon off from work and drive around the neighborhood and judge, be part of the judging contest. It was such a great date for us. We had so much fun. It really was a date for us. It was like our highlight of 2020. The gardens were beautiful, and we were able to visit certain pockets of the neighborhood that we've actually never been in. And for that, we love it, and we look forward to judging again this year. So hope that you keep up with your gardening skills come the spring, in hopes that by August they're bloomed and we get to see them again. So keep up the good work.
We came up with an idea to give away pumpkins through the Scarborough Food Security Initiative and the Bluffs Food Bank. We worked with a local Fresh Co. to coordinate. We also coordinated with Tony and Claudia's Fallingbrook Market to deliver apples to both food banks as well. A number of our amazing volunteers did a great job delivering these goods to the food banks.
In November, because we still couldn't get together, we invited everyone to share their Halloween spirit with our virtual Halloween parade.
Despite not being able to meet in person for one of our popular events, over 140 photos were submitted, and we can say without a doubt that the Halloween spirit is alive and well in our community. Thank you to everyone who participated. The Pumpkin Parade video was watched over 1,200 times in 24 hours. In November, we ran our first Toque and Hoodie fundraiser. We looked to where funds were needed in the community, and the community really responded. We asked for minimum donations. $15 got the donor a toque, and $40 got them a hoodie. We raised $1,000 for SFSI and $1,000 for the Bluffs Food Bank, and our donors got the awesome Scarborough Bluffs swag. Thank you to everyone who donated. It was so successful. We ran it in the new year, and we still have people asking for hoodies. You can be sure that we'll do it again. By the way, we still have some toques available. Just DM us if you'd like one. Look for other swag to come up as the weather warms up too. We decided, since it was so much fun to see the video of the virtual pumpkin parade in December, we wanted to see what everyone's holiday spirit was with our Light Up the Bluffs with Your Holiday Spirit event. This gave the community the opportunity to see the lights, decorations, and traditions of their neighbors through a video that was provided on Facebook.
In December, we also ran another musical fundraiser. We gathered many of the artists from Scarborough together and produced the SPCA Holiday Song Fundraiser, which raised $1,800 for the Scarborough Food Security Initiative, $750 for the Bluffs Food Bank. Viewers were encouraged to scan a QR code and donate directly. Again, we'd like to thank the following artists for their time and artistry: Susan Lill, Christian Schmenka, Joe Cash, Erin Hoshek, Riley Rogers, Brad Masonville from Joy of Music Academy, Bill Black Music, The Young Novelist, Mike McKenna of Mike McKenna's Rockin' Redcoats, and Jay Muda, Deborah and Steve Gilchrist, Phil Vonish, Laura Seguera, and Catherine and Alan Hardiman. And finally, Laura Ryan and Neil Jones. Thank you.
By the end of 2020, we were tired, but at the same time proud and happy to see, feel, and interact with our community. In terms of marketing and events, we only had the one in-person event, which was Fire and Ice. Again, hugely successful with over 1,000 people attending. Outside of that, we managed to reach over 51,000 people with our 16 virtual events, 1,400 people responding to those events that we put together online on Facebook alone. We also had great outreach and interaction in other social media channels and over email. For us, though, beyond tracking metrics, it was hearing and seeing the amazing feedback from the community that really helped the SPCA know that we were on the right track last year. For example, this was a wonderful event organized locally in Scarborough that raised a considerable amount of money. Congratulations to the organizers and musicians. A very enjoyable way to spend the evening. I am proud of my front garden and tend to it regularly because I enjoy people walking by to admire it and see what is new that is blooming. During this pandemic time, I have met a lot of new neighbors who are making a point of coming by on their walks. Thanks for helping keep our community a community. Really appreciate it. Thank you again for all you do in our community. We truly live in a gem. Thank you. This video cheers me up. What a beautiful display. Wishing you all a very Merry Christmas. Aw, this just made my day. This is fantastic. Thank you for doing this. Stay safe and many blessings to everyone for 2021. And finally, we would like to thank the Scarborough Bluffs Community Association for their ongoing support. Their donations came at a critical time when we were upgrading our programs to meet the increase in demand for food assistance. It is with their financial support of the SPCA that we are able to support our community through the pandemic and beyond with dignity and care.
On a different stream, going back to the SPCA's original mission and in the spirit of keeping the community informed, in October we started sharing COVID data specific to the community to keep track of it and to give the community a clear line of sight on what the municipal government, provincial government, and federal government were saying about how Canada was doing in regards to the coronavirus. To date, the SPCA has published 19 weekly reports that reflect the number of total cases and active cases in each of our neighborhoods, and the detailed information the city, province, and federal public health releases every single day.
Hi everyone, I'm going to walk you through the 2020 SBCA financials. So we started the year with carryover funds of $5,300 from 2019. In 2020, we generated $14,000 in revenue. $6,500 was from the Hoodies and Toques fundraiser. We received $3,250 from our sponsors, an additional $275 from other donors. Finally, we received a $4,000 Pollinate Toronto grant that we used for Pollinate Toronto initiatives. In terms of expenses, we paid close to $9,000. A big chunk of this was the cost of the Toque and Hoodies, $3,400. We also donated $2,300 to our local food banks, which was a big chunk of our proceeds from the swag fundraiser. Other expenses that we incurred included $960 for event permits and insurance, mostly from fire and ice, $700 for various event expenses, mostly from fire and ice, $650 for directors and officers insurance for our SPCA board, $325 for participant prizes for our various virtual events, $300 for advertising costs, and $108 for bank fees. So we ended with a net surplus of $10,400, but we are holding $6,000 of funds for known future deductions, such as the $4,000 from Pollinate Toronto, which we need to either use or return, and another $2,000 for known events that we had planned in the prior year, but we couldn't do because of the pandemic. So after the deductions, we ended with a surplus of $4,418 at the end of 2020. So that's all I had to say, and thank you.
Looking ahead for 2021, we're looking at a combination of virtual and or socially distanced events until the city is out of lockdown. Once it's safe to do so, we're looking forward to bringing the community back together with a number of great events. Well, that's it. To conclude, going back to our mission, we firmly believe that together we've built a stronger community, by the community, for the community. We'll now take some time to answer some of your questions.